I don't know, 7th or 8th live stream in the last days and about Bitcoins. And I decided that maybe it's a little bit off topic about what I normally speak, but in other words, maybe it's something that many are interested. So for example, it's not about channeling, it's not about meditation, but it's about my personal study is about the Bitcoin, my personal point of view of Bitcoin, but it's not only about Bitcoin. So if you feel like this topic is not for you, then just skip this video. But anyway, I think maybe my overall last 5 months of research will save your time if you plan to do research on them, or maybe just study. I have spoken so much lately that my voice is cranking and say. Anyway, about the Bitcoin. So let's imagine that you're a complete beginner and you do not understand anything about the Bitcoin, and all of a sudden you have heard on internet that this is the great new thing, this is the future of economy and so on, and the price will go sky high to the moon, as they say. Well, imagine that you're a complete beginner and sounds great, sounds promising. You hear that Bitcoin is anonymous, and you hear that also that Bitcoin transactions are fast, worldwide, and free, and so on. You just think for a second, and yeah, some part of it is true. But after my research about this, I just want to share the information which I gathered through experience about this. So imagine you are new and I'm already 5 months in it, and I can just tell you the real thing other than what's being published on the internet, because many times what they publish on the internet, it depends whether the prices are going up or whether the prices are going down. So sometimes there is no absolute correlation of what will be in the future other than just promises and hopes. What do they put up just to control the overall market prices? And I believe that's completely the same, and everything of this what we will be hearing this video is completely the same and relates completely the same to all environments, all platforms, from politics to bankings to family life and so on and so on. Well, not about family life as that much as the idea how some of the stuff works. So now getting to the basic points, what is Bitcoin? It's a built-in blockchain technology, which from the terminology they say it's unstoppable and unhackable. It's not possible to hack Bitcoins. Well, I have not studied the overall programming language that close, but by definition, by the technology, it is unhackable and unstoppable, because so many people are putting up their mining servers all over the world, and it's impossible for you to turn off all those servers at once, and it's impossible to rechange the calculation or to rechange the process of those Bitcoins. So in other words, you cannot steal the Bitcoin or you cannot hack the Bitcoin from the blockchain. But what does happen, and that happens a lot, that you can give away your Bitcoin or you put your coins in exchange wallets, and those exchanges get hacked or stolen, or it was a Ponzi scheme, or it was something like this, that you can lose all of your Bitcoin. So in a sense, the blockchain is safe, but that doesn't mean that you have no chances of losing your let's say Bitcoin money. So overall, I will classify Bitcoin as state of highly dangerous, because there are so many things in ways how you can lose your money if you have those Bitcoins. And also I will classify Bitcoin as highly potential in the future because of the technology. But highly potential in the future, I classify the technology, not the value of Bitcoins or Ethereums or Ripples or Lumens or Corrado Foundation or Neo coins or whatever the next coins that will come up in the future. So firstly, you have to understand that there are several other coins. And at the beginning there was a Bitcoin that was used on black markets to transfer illegally, well, in a sense, illegal money is in a sense that this money is not being used for other illegal corporations, like those corporations of politics and those corporations of governmental structures. For example, they are the same criminals as the criminals that built this technology. But overall it was since used as a dark scheme that nobody has control over, and still nobody has control over. Your Bitcoin wallet can never be taken away and can never be closed, other than your bank account that can be closed anytime and your money can be taken away. The similarities of it, that also the dollar or euros, also the dollars and euros, we have a bad connection right now, so that's why I stopped to speak, because I don't know whether you receive. So also about the dollars and euros, it's the same. You can lose value just simply on one day. Says, oh yeah, dollar just collapsed, so no matter, we have a new coin right now, federal budget coin, which is basically the same. The money is printed, copied, gave out as loans, gave out to the bankings. Whatever you are a slave to the mechanism. You will be still a slave to the mechanism. The only thing is different that we will not use printers, we will use servers to share that money to you. So overall, completely the same. So about the I will be entering coverage zone right about now, just in a few moments. So overall, about the Bitcoin and those currencies, that they have this benefit that it's not controlled by any authorities. Although there's a different way of controlling them, and controlling the Bitcoin, you can control the value of it quite easily, and it's really being controlled through exchanges. Now, talking about exchanges are basically a hub. Exchanges are basically a public and open hub where you can send in your coins and you can exchange them to different coins. And the Bitcoin prices vary from one exchange to another because those exchanges are not internally linked. But basically they are linked through that if somebody knows that in that exchange the coin is cheaper, they buy there, they send to the other exchange and sell there where it's more expensive. So they gain a little bit profit, although this is not always possible, but terminologically that is the only way how to balance that value through these exchanges. So what happened next, what's going next is that basically those cryptocurrencies, these values are basically all being dominated by Bitcoin. And how does this happen is that basically you can buy Bitcoin with dollars or euros, it depends on the exchange. Or you can buy it somewhere else from a friend by whatever means you wish to buy it, on how do you wish to buy it. But what happens in those exchanges, that you can buy other coins, they call it the altcoins, like Ripple, like Dogecoin, like whatever the 1,000 other coins are, you can buy them mainly with the main coins, like Bitcoin, like Ethereum, like Litecoin. And this happens that mostly the hugest market capitalization is Bitcoin. It's the most valuable, it's the most hugest market in there. So basically, Bitcoin now weighs around $8,000, but I believe just today will drop down to $7,000. So what happens there is that you can buy Bitcoin for $7,000, but those other coins are calculated by the value of Bitcoin. For example, the lumens cost 0.001 Bitcoin, for example, and it stays the same. Basically the price can go a little bit up, a little bit down according to the Bitcoin, but the Bitcoin price itself changes also like this. So if you want to lower the overall cryptocurrency market down, you need to only affect the Bitcoin. You need to constantly affect the Bitcoin. All news that are negative against Bitcoin. No other coin exists except Bitcoin. Positive news against Bitcoin, negative news against Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the one that dominates all of this. So that's why many people, many mediums, they try to affect the price by attacking Bitcoin, not even thinking about that there's somebody else. And many people do not know that there's other coins that are actually more cheaper to transfer, more easier to mine, more open sourced, and more decentralized than Bitcoin, and maybe more anonymous than Bitcoin. Nobody knows that. They know just Bitcoin because everything is constantly being pumped. Bitcoin this, Bitcoin that. So now talking about earlier Bitcoin to transfer, I don't know exactly how much the transfers cost, but normally they are fixed rate of transfer, like 0.001 Bitcoin. I don't know how much it is in these days or how much it is exactly, but I do know that every time I wanted to transfer a Bitcoin to another exchange to buy other coins there, I was using especially exchange to another coin, which basically is nearly for free to transfer, like Litecoin, and it transfers faster, cheaper, and so on. So I exchange it to Litecoin, send it there, and then if I need a Bitcoin, I buy Bitcoin back there. It's more cheaper that way in commissions and everything. So Bitcoin is not the coin to use for transferring. It's not the coin, and everything changes every day. So basically the news are outdated, or the information is outdated. And also you could say Bitcoin is not anonymous anymore, because anyway, when you want to buy Bitcoin or change Bitcoin, they constantly ask you a password or passport, and wherever you want to buy something, you also buy with your data, not like only a Bitcoin or something like that, but also need to buy like your email or something, like maybe your mobile phone. So basically it's not anonymous anymore as it was. They could still track you down, but if you use it precisely and accurately, it can be anonymous for you, but you have to use it really precisely, really anonymously. Bitcoin wallets can be created almost everywhere, but once you do create a Bitcoin wallet, check it for whether it's a popular platform that everybody uses, because there are so many not like criminal, because the government doesn't control this, but in a sense Ponzi schemes where you can easily be stolen. Also at the beginning Bitcoin transfers were like 7 a second. I believe now it's more than 120 a second. The blockchain has developed upgrades, so it's more faster. So another thing about these coins is that you really have to pay attention to the safety and security, because many times there are really many times, and many people are being stolen away from these coins. And another thing, pay really close attention to, there are really high commissions all around, really high commissions. And that's the thing that about these cryptocurrencies, I see it as a huge hyena club, like a wolf club, where everybody is angry and trying to take anything away from you. It's like really like an angry place online. And there are so many schemes, there are so many Ponzi schemes out there that you can easily lose your like coins, whatever you have them, how much you have them, or which coins you have them. So it's a really dangerous place for you. So the most classical way of you trading would be buy some coins on Coinbase or any other secure place where you feel safe. Transfer them to your mobile wallet, or transfer them to the exchange you trust, and keep your coins there. And because you can also keep your wallet address and your password somewhere when you find. But I believe also it's really easy for you to lose your wallet address and forget your password, because you cannot ever change it ever again. So that's something you could pay attention to. Now talking about the commissions, that first of all, to buy a Bitcoin, they will charge you 5% normally for a banking wire transfer. So maybe on Coinbase it's much cheaper, but still they will charge you a commission where you buy the coin. And normally they will give you these rates of the highest value in exchanges where the Bitcoin has the highest value. So normally you can buy them somewhere else much cheaper. So in other words, if you're a quick buyer and don't know about anything, then you can easily lose 10% of just not knowing anything, because there are hubs also where you can buy person to person these coins, or just buy it from a friend. But also in these hubs you can easily lose your money, because if you want to buy it, you have no clue or whether or will you receive those coins. You have no clue about it. So that's why they keep a safe eye on this. Also, now let's talk a little about exchanges. Exchanges are really interested in the more transfers, the better. and the exchanges are looking, the more trades, the better. And I believe somewhere in December, one of the exchanges, Bitfinex called, they had a how you call it, the days turnaround, $12 billion. I was like, holy Christ, so much of round turn. And normally if you want to buy a coin or trade a coin, for example, you want to buy a coin from dollars, a Bitcoin, you want to buy it for like I don't know, whatever the value may be, but you will be charged that from 0.1% to 0.3%, depending on exchange or depending on currency. Some exchanges allow you to buy it for 0%. But if you want to quickly buy it and quickly sell it, they will charge you normally a 0.3% or 0.2%. So imagine you want to buy, you're being charged 0.1%, you want to sell, you've been charged 0.2%. So in average 0.3%. And there is an exchange called Bittrex that charge you a 0.25% for every trade, and you can do it whatever, quick trade, slow trade, whatever you have it. You will be charged 0.5% in total. So imagine 20 billions of trades, value a day, 0.3%. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money that's been taken away from these traders to the exchange wallets, you would say, taken away from you. Another thing about exchange is that whenever you transfer your coin to the exchange wallet, you're transferring the coin to the overall exchange wallet. You have no control over it other than the control that's been given to you. And as soon as you transfer out, you'll be transferred away from the exchange wallet that you had there. So whatever we're talking, that money goes into the exchange wallet, and you have no control over it other than the control that the exchange offer you. So for example, that's not anymore your money. You're just being granted access to use that money that's there. So for example, if an exchange collapses down, if an exchange being in a sense hacked, you lose everything you had. Or there were some cases when they paid back these users, or like say 70% or 100% amount. But I sometimes think that for example, there was this huge also exchange hub that was hacked. So for example, look at it from another perspective, that you go into the exchange, and this exchange it doesn't have this USD coin value there. They have this USDT coin, which basically is a coin that's been fixed at value against dollars. It's been constantly fixed value. But normally how it looks, they have just a digit numbers in your account that when you sell your Bitcoin in the exchange, they give you amount of these dollars that you have there. You cannot send those dollars out. For example, if in those exchange where you can withdraw your dollars to your bank account, I will classify it as a safe exchange. But other exchanges like Ponzi exchange, which would be like fake exchange, or I don't know how to call, let's just say Ponzi exchange. I don't know. I think Ponzi name is related to something else. But these fake exchanges, for example, then whenever you go there, they give you these fake dollars that don't exist, just a number in your database. So for example, they can buy out, when you sell these coins, they can buy out all of your coins that you have into dollars that you don't have, like fake number dollars, and they just send those coins to another exchange and just sell it, and just one day they say, okay, this exchange is being hacked, everything is stolen away from us, so sorry, you have nothing anymore, so bye-bye, it's closed down. So in this scenario, it will be really understandable that maybe it's just hacked, or it's pronounced as hacked, so we are not the ones to blame. But normally, if it's a Ponzi scheme, to just use the idea of printable dollars that they can use the same as the governments are using. So it's just another scam, you would say. So the next thing also was like related to ICO coins, as how they call it. It's basically everybody, you and me, can create our own coin, like our own coin, basically toilet paper, and you can just create it and do a pre-sale, like, hey, we are announcing this new project, we are selling out these coins that in the future will be a valid currency for traders, and or maybe for hospitals, and maybe for inner banks and so on, and we are releasing this product. You can buy it now because the future value will be much more than it is now. And they're releasing pre-sale orders on these ICO tokens. And basically they have this huge wish that they are putting out this to those let's say users they want to invest this money on. And what happens later is that nothing happens. You just spend your coins, you bought them with your coins, and everything is lost. And especially also when you're talking about some of them do get up and be huge projects with huge value, and they use these coins, but normally these ICO tokens are like a pre-sale fundraising. Many use those now, and many use them now. And talking about limited count of bitcoins that are released, many of them of course are lost, but in a sense, is it limited? The bitcoin itself, the currency itself, you would say is limited, and whatever is doing the mining rigs and digging new coins, they put out new and many new coins to the market. So for example, there is a limited amount of bitcoin, but talking about ICOs and forkings, these coins and ICOs are more and more every day. So for example, digital currencies as such are being more and more every day. Dollars are printed more and more every day. So the overall Bitcoin may be a limited edition, a limited number, but talking about these ICOs and the amount of coins that are coming up, rising new, the overall capacity of them and number of them are rising every day. So I believe the budget will be spread to all of those coins. So waiting for somebody to be more and more value, I think it's a little bit unnecessary, because there will be maybe next year 2,000, 3,000 more coins that have been created. So and one of them is million edition only, some of them is trillion edition only, and so on. And another thing about bitcoins is that you can buy Bitcoin for $20 amount of Bitcoin from $20. You don't need to buy one Bitcoin for $8,000. You can buy 0.1111 or 0.001 Bitcoins, whatever the number may be that you wish, depending on the limited amount that you can buy. Maybe you can buy only $20 is the minimal amount that you can buy. So another thing is about these cryptocurrencies is that maybe 99.99 or maybe 90% of the turnover or the trades that's being done are being done by computer programs, and that's what the exchanges are looking for, allowing the bots, how you say, to go into those markets, because the bots make so many small trades. They make so many small trades with thousands and tens of thousands of dollars. They make these small trades, and whatever they're interested in, more and more commissions. So overall, it's a really dirty place, actually. Really like a Hiena club or Angry Wolf club. They just try to tear everything that you have, and talking about tearing off everything that you have is like the prices, crash patterns, crashes, and the price increase patterns, they repeat maybe 2 or 3 times a year. Small patterns repeat every day, but these crash patterns, don't be so much fooled. When the prices go up, the prices will go down, and that's what every trader is wishing for. Please, prices go down, because I want to buy the same coin but more cheaper, and wait for another rise, again sell it and buying more cheaper. It's giving you a new fresh start. So for example, how this happens is that when prices go slowly, when the prices go slowly up, many people see it, or many news are being started to pumped that Bitcoin is expanding, Bitcoin is growing, the hype is starting to become, Bitcoin will reach $100,000, $20,000, $1 million, $10 million, $1 billion next year or something. And everybody is being affected by this positive news, but these positive news are put by default. Imagine you have 1 billion trillion Bitcoins. You need to have the price to rise for another $100 or so, maybe another 100% or so. It's a really nice thing to have, and you just pay these mediums, these NBC and everybody. You just pay them, hey, tell positive things. Yeah, just tell good things. The Bitcoin, you see the price rises, it's a good thing. It will rise a little, it will rise much more later. So tell good things. You just here's the money, just tell good things. Talk about listen to experts, listen to somebody that actually does this, traders in this field. They will bring you much closer news than the news are putting out. Because when there are good news, yeah, it's the future. Be NBC, Fox News, whatever. Prices go up. Hey, Bitcoin will crash. It's a crash pattern. It's definitely will crash. Like pop, pop, pop. Bitcoin will crash, crash, crash. It's like a mind control. It's like a setup. It's like a built-in. Everybody that trades know this. It's like a financial system, the same as dollars, the euros, everything. It's like a pattern that repeats over time. It's good that it repeats because those people who know these patterns, they can earn a lot more. And then happens the psychological depression. Everybody's jumping out. The prices go down, and they're okay. Now it's a perfect time to buy it back. And everybody who sold on top now buys back, and it quickly rises back to nearly the same level, and then sell again, and zigzagging all the way down it goes. And everybody is waiting. Like now, the Bitcoin is in a crash pattern. Everybody is waiting for the stable zone to come. And when the stable zone comes, that's when they knew you can jump back in. But imagine you sell that 20,000 and you buy it back for $5,000. At the beginning, you buy it for $6,000 or $1,000, all the way to $20,000, 20 times more. You buy it, for example, 100,000. You have now 2 million. You sell it. Prices go down again to the 5,000, and you're like, perfect. You buy it back, and now you have like a 1 million of investment for 5,000, and definitely the Bitcoin will reach again to 25 to 30,000 to 30,000 to 40,000 because you will pump the news, and eventually it will be a technology that will be used much more, and then you sell it again it crashes, and again you buy it back. And it's like an overall roller coaster that repeats. So, and talking about positive news and negative news, this is just a circus. Talking about now integration of Bitcoin. Whatever I've been channeled at the future, I saw that this is the new future way of paying each other. Everybody uses mobile phone to pay to each other. Even the governments, the bankings, the governmental tax departments will use this environment because it's a much official environment, it's much controllable environment, it's a much usable environment to quickly take off your taxes, to quickly take away from you, to quickly control you, and to quickly print as much pixels in our screen as we, who are the controllers, can have. So it's a much more controllable way. So it's definitely will be in the future. Will Bitcoin be in the future? Definitely. I think cryptocurrencies or like currencies that are unstoppable, like blockchain technologies, decentralized technologies, will definitely also be used in the future much more. But the value, I'm not sure about the value, but I think it will definitely in the next years will go way above 20,000 as we have seen it before. The only thing is from which price level it will start to grow again. I believe for 4,000 to 5,000, maybe from $6,000, it will eventually start rising, because that's the place where you buy and hold and wait for the next months for the price to go twice, triple, 10 times higher. And whenever the price will start to go up, you will start hearing the news. Yes, Bitcoin is the next thing. The technologies, new technologies arrived. It's now been used worldwide. A bank in Netherlands have accepted Bitcoin as their exchanging platform. We accept Bitcoins now there, and just the hype will increase. You know, many people also will sell their flats, their cars, just jump into this field. But what I suggest, don't be a part of this brainwashing activities. I see it as sheeps that are being cut. Cut. The skin's being cut, or the fur is being cut off, shaved. It's a sheep shaving mechanism, you would say. Be safe. Look at it as safe, and look from the charts year to year. Study them. Don't pay much attention to the news, because the news mainly control the psychology of this, and the psychology controls the price over this. So you just need to control the informational field of it. Talking about the centralized system, I don't know exactly what mining does, but what I believe is that the mining creates new coins. It doesn't take coins away from you, it creates new coins, or maybe the coins are being taken away from the transfer fees what the blockchain takes. So maybe the blockchain takes those transfers fee as a commission. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure, but whether if really the blockchain takes those dollars as commission for transfers, that really the blockchain earns a lot of money, definitely a lot of money. And if those miners earn those commissions, or if those miners dig out new coins, new created coins that, for example, the mining rigs solve some kind of infinite numbers of calculations that normally a human cannot do for its matter of lifetime, they gather the small amount of coins that are being created in your wallet that you can use. Maybe these are the newly created coins in the market. So basically, the more mining there is, the less the lower the value gets, because new and new coins are being created and sold all the time. So I'm not sure what exactly the mining does, but what I do know is the mining supports the system. But the Bitcoin blockchain technology is based on the mining rigs, and those mining rigs all over the world, everybody, you and me, can create those mining rigs. So for example, if you want to stop Bitcoin, you need to stop all those mining rigs at once. And you need to destroy them all at once, because whatever one mining ring is torn off, all others continue their work. So for example, talking about indestructible or not controllable system, maybe Bitcoin is it, or most definitely it is like this. But maybe there will be a more open sourced coin that will be released later on. But definitely there's plenty and plenty of scams and corruptions and thieves, and you can easily lose all your money on those systems that are being created. So be safe, really be safe, and do studies. Because, for example, one girl, not like one girl, but one friend of mine, she decided she wanted to buy coins also. And she bought them on Coinbase, and on Coinbase you buy them with 10% commission if you buy it with Visa card, because they show you a higher price from the exchange. But if you send it to the Coinbase from a SEPA transfer, you can buy it then on GDX without any commission. So it's you lose 10% on that. So, and also if you send to exchange and trade it, buy higher and sell lower, you lose much more there. So it's really a way that you can easily lose many percents just by not knowing how you can do it precisely. Oh yeah, thank you for the 2 likes by now. So it means it was hearable. So talking about what else I know. Thank you for the 3 likes. Well, what else I know about these technologies is that, well, it has a huge potential of becoming a currency, but it's really ineffective right now, because the transfers are actually expensive. I'm not sure how much they cost right now when the price was lowered, but remember, the transfer is a fixed cost. It's a fixed cost. I don't remember, 0.001 Bitcoin. So basically, if Bitcoin costs $20,000 a piece, so it could be $20 a transfer, which is really not necessary. But I'm not sure. I don't want to classify. But when I was sending Bitcoin, I thought, you just transfer it to a different coin and send it for free. Talking about the forks. So it's really ineffective due to these transfer fees and due to these commissions in exchanges. So maybe from person to person, when they release this Lightning Network, what they are talking about for the last 4 years, maybe when over the crash pattern is over and it comes to a positive pattern, maybe the price will go sky high, and maybe the usage of Bitcoin will be much higher, because maybe they will have like a person-to-person offline transferring ways how you can transfer money offline, and maybe it will be for free. Then it will be definitely a highly beneficial currency. Decentralized, free to transfer, unstoppable, uncontrollable, definitely will be a huge amount of increase in those. But by now, I think there are difficulties in this due to those people that have huge mining platforms, because they want it to still be profitable for mining, and they control that the transfer fees has to cost something, and because the minings create new coins and they still want to sell those coins, also that kicks the price down a little bit. So it's I'm not 100% sure expert because I never used that mining, but I knew about what I knew about mining is that when, for example, when you start mining Ethereum bases, you spend really a lot of money on electricity. And when Ethereum costs like $1,000, I knew that maybe if you buy a mining rig for €1,800, you pay for electricity €100 and you can earn like 200 more euros. Yeah, hi, awesome, Matt. Thank you for watching and thank you for commenting. That you buy this rig, you maybe earn, you get some coins, you have those coins, for example, Ethereum, and then you can sell those coins on exchange on the price. What happens? What is there? But also, the more and more miners come in, the overall Ethereum platform, whatever the Ethereum blockchain platform may be, I have not studied about Ethereum. They create this difficulty level. What it means, the more the price rises, for example, you earn a fixed rate, fixed coin amounts from that mining rig, fixed. For example, when Ethereum costs $100, you earn maybe 1 Ethereum a month, for example. And you still earn 1 Ethereum a month when the Ethereum costs $1,000. But what they do is they create this difficulty level, and difficulty level rises depending on the price. So what happens then is your mining rig now, when the price go higher, you earn less Ethereum coins and less every period of time. But when the prices fall down, they don't reduce that difficulty level because they also, in a sense, want to keep that difficulty level so no more new coins are being created. So there is a smaller chance the price to be hit down. So that's why it's also a little bit complicated with those mining rigs. But if you have electricity for free or electricity is really low cost, I think it's no problem to do these mining rigs. Also, you need to pay attention that they produce a lot of heat. And if you have a free electricity and you have a household, definitely you can use those mining rigs to warm up your house. But I don't think you need to have a computer constantly turn off and creating this positive charge electrons in your air. I don't think it's necessary, but you can definitely do that. I think it's beneficial because some places that even sell this heating to other places, like other households or maybe greenhouses, whatever it may be. So, but talking about personal use, a personal experience. Yeah, there's Oscar Saunic said that Bitcoin, the graphics card prices increases. Well, the graphics card increases because the Bitcoin price increases, and the demand of those graphic card also increases. But also you have to keep in mind that when the price will go down lower, you will not be beneficial for you to mine these coins because you will be mining them with losses or nearly with the expenses covered. So talking about Bitcoin in this sense, there's another way, talking about mining these coins, there's another way that you still mine with losses. For example, Ethereum was $1,200, now it's $500 or something. I believe it will drop down to $400, $300 quite soon. But you continue to mine with losses. But maybe after a year it will cost $10,000 the Ethereum, and you still have a lot of coins now mined, although you mine with losses. So maybe after a year or so you can sell them with much higher profit than normally you mine and you sell, you mine and you sell, and it's not profitable. So I will still classify it to take a look. For the other hand, if you still mine, if you get heat, you use this heat in your house, you can afford to pay off that electricity. For example, a good mining rig with 6 graphic cards or 7 graphic cards, what I have heard from my friend's experience, he has chipped down those graphics cards to low power consumption. He found the most effective cards that you can use for the mining, although they are twice more expensive right now, these cards. And for those 6 or 7 video cards, he consumes 700 watts, I believe, in an hour. And what I remember, he said he earns €9 or dollars a day, or $9 to $12 a day, or something like this. I don't remember. But he said now he turned off this platform because it's not profitable to mine. But I think the values will go up again, starting from midsummer. It should, when how the others say that when there's highs, ups and downs, that many traders are inside the market, buy low, sell high, and when the price goes like this, traders go away because there is no volatility, no ups and downs, and therefore they go away. They don't do trading anymore, and therefore it's really beneficial then to start keep and hold those coins, because eventually the price will slowly go up, and then you can sell it when a bubble happens again. You sell them and again zigzag, and then again slowly up. When the hype happens again, and then again slowly up. The more you are aware of the things happens, the more people are educated. It reduces these hypes. Because they don't go out. They don't do it with panic. They don't do it with panic. This stock exchange. They don't do it with panic. So this is a way also for you as a starter, or for you as going in this field. I believe definitely the prices will go much higher. But by this period of time, it's 26th of March or 25th, I don't know, 27, 2018. I believe the prices will still go down, maybe to even $4,000 a Bitcoin. So if you have bought high and really that money is, whatever happened to the money, I don't care. I keep it, just keep it for maybe the next year and look at it at the next year. But if that money is really necessary for you, and you are sure that the prices will go down much more, then sell it, and you can buy it back when the prices are much lower. Buy back the amount, and also many times what I have heard from people, patience pay back a lot. Patience and focus and clean mind pays back a lot. It pays back and saves a lot of lost money for you. So keep in mind that be patient. Be really patient. It's like fishing. You wait for the fish to come. You wait for it, and you can sometimes wait for days, years, but be patient. And and keep in mind also one thing on Twitters and so on. There are about the forks. Yeah, so Bitcoin eventually was one Bitcoin, a platform, limited edition. And then there was a first fork, what means is Bitcoin's been copied. All wallets are copied. So what it means is that if you had a Bitcoin, you have the same amount of Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash also was a fork. If you have then there was a Bitcoin to Litecoin fork, and you have the same amount of Bitcoin is being copied to the same amount of Litecoin. So it's crazy. So imagine if you own millions of Bitcoins, and you're like, yeah, please create, and for example, Litecoin is much cheaper, faster in transfer, so maybe there's a reason for it to be created and copied. But if you have 1 million Bitcoins, then you have 1 million Litecoins, so you have basically your capital doubled. Well, depending on the price of the Litecoin, doesn't matter. So basically your capital doubled, then in a sense you need those forks to happen. And when you sell out all of your Bitcoin, because I have heard somewhere that it's still the same amount of proportion, that 80% of Bitcoin has been owned to only one person. So when you have sold all of your Bitcoins, you have these Litecoins or a new coin, the capital. It's really logical for you to say, yeah, Bitcoin is lost, it's crashed, it's unnecessary to have Bitcoins and so on. This is the new big deal. Hi, Super Anna. This is the new big deal. This is the new coin. This is the future coin. Pay more attention to it, and you try to do everything you can to stop that Bitcoin from evolving. So this is a really dark place, because what I have heard so many times, China will ban Bitcoin. China's bank will ban Bitcoin. A week later, China accepted Bitcoin. China's bank will start now using Bitcoin. Prices were pumped down, got to the lower point, and it's like, okay, now we buy back. China will not ban Bitcoin. China bank will start implementing Bitcoin in the transaction fees, or Bitcoin will be now used in IBM, and so on. Yeah, we are talking about Bitcoin, so if it's not interested, you can say bye. So anyway, so it's like a complete crazy place. It's a complete crazy place. And also, if a price goes down, there are many people that are really interested in this. Yeah, please go down a little bit more, because I will buy it back. So in other sense, if prices go down, many traders are like, oh yeah, that's really nice, we sell also, kick them down a little bit more and then buy them back, and it's a huge back wave. So for example, if you're a holder, then keep patience, just keep patience, because those ups and downs will be artificially and focusedly specially created for you to lose, to shake you out of the form, for you to start panic, sell at the low because you think it will crash down even more, and then when it starts going back, you will buy it back for a much higher price and you lose much more, and so on and so on. Yeah, so I can tell my personal experience. I bought some amount of Bitcoin when it cost $6,000. Then I did a couple of trades, and I managed to get to $40,000, and I was, yes, let's wait a little bit more, and then we'll take everything out. And then from the $40,000, maybe in a few months, it get down to again $6,000, and I'm like fuck. Of course, I took out some money, but I could take out a lot more. But then I was like, man, I was like, damn, and yeah. So it's I learned a lot of things, and I learned new programming languages while I was in this. For me, it was and I understood what are these exchanges, or what is a stock market, stockbrokers. I never knew what are they, and I learned completely a lot from this. I haven't lost anything, but in a sense, I gained a lot of knowledge about this. So to me, and I learned a lot about the financial system, how it's been built, and I share this also in other videos. So for me, it was an educational time from this, and still is an educational time. But it's not that I think about this all day. It's something of channeling and stuff. I learned this, and then it's like, hey, there are so many other things, new fads and upcomings like Bitcoin. Okay, let's check it out. Let's check what it is. Let's just put our curiosity there, and I unveiled and discovered a lot of interesting things like mind patterns, thinking processes, and such things. So overall, it was an education. For me, it was a highly educational thing for me. So I hope if you were in interest with this, I hope my experience, my learn things, share the stuff for you. I hope it was useful for you. If you're new in this, I hope some things were made sense for you. And I'm getting more and more closer to this live streams, because about the channeling information and stuff like this, I see live streams really beneficial for me. You don't need to edit these videos. You can have a live communication with chat with those people. It's also live stream people that are online that can see, and it's also afterwards it's already published online. You don't need to do anything anymore. So it's highly beneficial for me. So that's why I like it. So thank you for watching, and I'm really now getting to this out-of-body experience state. I am preparing myself slowly to this experience. So that's my new fad, you would say. And not like new fad, it's like fad that I feel I'm slowly getting closer to it. And also, of course, channeling and meditations and so on, but whatever. Okay, so thank you for listening. And if you have any questions, you can write them down. I will wait for a couple of moments. If not, I will go to the store. Out of body is cool. Yes, I've experienced a couple of times, but I want to do it really consciously. I want to try it really consciously. Out of body, go outside of your body, leave your body and come back to your body with an interdimensional experience. Although I think channeling is something similar, but it's different. It's like crystal clear cosmical travel without any limitations. So that's why I see it amazing. Okay, so no questions. Bye and have a good day.